Hello everyone, I am from Malaysia. In this video, I will talk about why I advocate zeitgeist movement. First of all, most of the people don't realize this. They think that there is nothing wrong with our current economic system, or what we call as capitalism or money market system we are using now. Let me give you several examples. Let's say a restaurant owner or any other business owner with their monthly operating expense, let's say is $4,000 and net profit is also $4,000. Now assume that if the current business owner have $50,000 liquidity, which means the available cash flow, and he is considering want to implement automated technologies into his business. For example, for a restaurant owner, we already know that the robot waitress already exists. The automated computer ordering system already exists, and everyone knows that this technology already exists. Let's say the total estimate cost to implement such automation on his business may be 100,000 or more. So if he proceed automation, the account would be negative $50,000. Now we can see here that this is the problem when owner not prefer to spend such money. Instead, they're going to a traditional way, which is hiring manpower to do all the tasks indirectly, which we have this economic system that suppress the people, especially the employees that doing meaningless job, indirectly also prevent their human capital development and also human talent development. So we can see that because the nature of this monetary game, you need to put profit as first priority. Technology and service, the social progress only comes second. As the zeitgeist movement said, or have been repeating many times, because there is no profit, we can see industry and factory pollute the river. Because there is no profit, bridge does not need to be built. Because there is no profit, there are many diseases do not need to further development and no cure. Because there is no profit, many subject courses removed from university and colleges. Because there is no profit, bad working environment allowed. Because there is no profit, humanity, lives, and ethical issue ignored. Let me give you several examples. Let's say any car maker in this world, which most of us is driving their car. Now everyone knows that the manufacturer or the car corporation has the money, they have the resource, technology, technical plan, and everything know-how to produce a car that can last 80 years or so without really need any maintenance or service needed. But they won't do it because it will make them lose business over the long term. That is why we current car services and repairing industry, we can see worth billions of dollars, and the end consumer is the one who suffer. Another example, you can actually go out and try to find out how many people above 50 years old and still need to work. How many small hawker in the market selling fruit, vegetables, and things like that. How many people need to work at the night market? If someone reach like CEO of a corporation or high-ranking government officer and they can afford to send their children to overseas education and have a bright future, what about the children of their employee, which only makes minimum wages? Do their children does not deserve a better future? Of course, I think I have given enough example, but I will also talk about the possible solution, which is also promoted by the zeitgeist movement, which we know as the Venus Project and the resource-based economy. I know most of the people that will feel skeptical that how is it possible an economic system can run without a monetary system. I will briefly explain how is this possible and can be achieved as long as everyone had an understanding how RBE, which is resource-based economy, works. Let me give you an example that let's say a project let's say we want to build a city. So everyone knows that this construction project requires a lot of material, a lot of manpower, and a huge amount of energy, which is true. Now the point here is we need to educate people. So basically this is what I'm doing now in this video, as well as the zeitgeist movement advocating, telling the world, telling everyone who is involved of owning all the required resources to build the cities, owning all of these material, the manpower, the utilities company, the energy, everything. This is what we need to get the message to those people. Of course, it's not necessarily targeted on these specific people. We also have target the typical mass population, which when they understand, they are able to understand that why the society will be better if we plan the society to run this way. Excuse about my bad English. So when everyone understands how RBE will be better for the society, which basically when you will realize that the production of the material, of the buildings, for the furniture, for everything you see materialistically, which basically are extracted from the natural resources, and we don't pay money when we extract this natural. Itself, the natural resources is totally free. So the real answer for our civilization progress is depend on resource availability, not money. I hope I make this clear. Another issue is the countries around the world right now is separated by a huge ocean, and in the economic sense we often hear that like market being saturated. Actually, market being saturated is the biggest obsolescence of money market effect. Let me repeat this. Market being saturated is the biggest obsolescence of money market effect, because the elites or the investor, which we know as rich people, they cannot afford to lose their heavily invested money on current outdated technologies. For example, if people under the current monetary system, they already put every cent, every dollar on an oil drilling platform, there is no way they're going to switch to green energy instantly, because they must wait until the return on investment. Now we can see that return on investment, this is the exact proof of inefficiency of money market system we are using now. It cannot catch up with the progress of science and technology that is good for humanities and all lives. That is why for example, electric car already exists more than 50 years, but we never see that put into a production, all because of the monetary system and this artificial barrier made up by our current traditional establishment. I hope I made this clear. Thank you very much. Please visit the zeitgeistmovement.com or the venusproject.com. Thank you.